Good evening, racing fans. I'm Corentis, and back with another stream finally. Wait, my mic's all the way over there. And I've somehow managed to forget absolutely everything I learned in the 6 months that I did streaming. So, it's about 1 minute to go until the handover starts for Stint 3. We should start getting the viewers rolling in. So I haven't, just a quick warning, I haven't done any streaming for 4 or 5 months, so don't expect anything spectacular. But it's nice to just be able to hop back in the com booth and looking at the lineup tonight for Sint 3 of the finale of IRO's GTEC. It's gonna be a treat. We've got 49 laps. No, 48 racing laps today. They're just about to go to the pits. We've got all the team bosses and everyone on the radio talking to each other as we're just waiting for Stint 2 to finish so we can kickstart Stint 3. Who we got in chat? Where is the 1080p? You're watching a Corentis stream and you're expecting 1080p. Get a grip, lad. I'm streaming off Sky Broadband. The best we can do is 720. At least I hope it's 720. I don't know. I re-downloaded Streamlabs about 15 minutes ago when I got home from work. So, yeah. We have got cars going out on track, and it is absolutely pissing it down. And I have forgot to turn this on. What are the odds that it's crashed? Oh, it's not broke itself yet. I was fully expecting it to break itself. So all the cars are just going to do one quick lap as they go into the pits, and then where their teammate finishes in Stint 2, we will see where their teammate finishes in Stint 2. They will know when they go out, so they have roughly the same gaps, which is how we can do 24-hour events, because trying to do a 24-hour race with no driver swaps and one lobby with Polyphony's horrendous servers would probably make it have a mental breakdown. Oh, Kennels! Hey up! How you been, man? I haven't seen you in ages. So, yeah, this is the problem with IRO though. It's the first time back, and it's always flooded with viewers. There's always I need to put a piece of tape over that view counter because it's always all I can think about. Yeah, it is definitely full wet conditions. I forgot to check what teams are out today, but I believe it's believe Ray will be in chat soon and she can fact check me on everything. But I believe it is Race Asylum 1 that are leading the championship at the moment, and they can definitely take it because it's the last round. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but the drivers that we have got on track are Rosas, Evo, Bish, Kemp, Toto Wolf, Jown, Toby, Slider Rules, Solid, yeah, Oscar, Rusty Maggots, Xander, Sean, Jakey, and Blue Racer 7. So, absolutely a stacked grid going into Stint 3. As we're just waiting for them all to go around again. Now, usually, I would be in chat with, being a com stint, so we've got the Stint 1, Stint 2 commentator and Stint 3 commentator in the same thing, but I didn't see anything for this round, so I haven't got a clue what is going off in Stint 2. Preferably someone in chat does know. Yeah, I believe Stint 2 is just coming to a close now because viewers are flooding in. There's no way I'd have 11 viewers by now. I'm always dead self-conscious whenever I do commentary. No matter how much experience, no matter how many people say my commentaries are incredible, I always come out of them thinking, yeah, that went horrendous. And looking at the start, you'd think being a sales assistant, I'd know how to just chat shit for 2 hours straight. We'll see how it gets when we got some racing action, because usually I can just bounce off that. Yeah. Hey bro, you must have not been in the same streams. I'm everywhere. I don't know why I've like drifted away from Gran Turismo. Like Black Flag went down and everyone went to different teams, and I was the only one that kind of just like drifted away from the game. But this is the first Currenti stream on a PS5, by the way, so that is why the 720p has never looked crisper. And yeah, I've got like a good view. Like, it's crazy how much smoother the PS5 is to the PS4. Yep, they're all in the pits, and we'll wait till the first person comes out because we're bound to have someone, but usually we are sat, this is the handover period, usually we are like sat here for a good like 5 minutes or so. How's everyone in chat? I know we got Millsy and Camels in. To be honest, I drifted away after BFVR burned down, yeah. It's just not the same without I couldn't find any that, like, Brothers United was alright, but nothing can beat Black Flag. Name any other racing team that would be able to have an event where we all just try and kill each other for an hour straight and just have, like, the most fun in ages. What Wars peak? I definitely do miss it, to be honest. Like, I was shit that, like, name a game that I'm not shit at. That's why I just sit here and yell at grown men playing race car. This is a good chance to get a look at the livery if I can remember how to change the camera. No, I can't. Okay, so we can have a good look at all the arses on track. So it's a very nice McLaren arse that we've got for Rosa's Evo in the Corvette. That's nice looking livery from the back. Bish, I've never seen this bloke race, but that is a cool ass looking livery for the MRL car. Well, we'll get a better look at when they're on track. Yeah, we've got a nice view of Toto Wolff's car. Not the real one, by the way. MSR, no. So it seems everyone is on the 4 wets, bar Toto Wolff, who's pulling an intermediate. Perchance this is just like some 200 IQ big brain move, or he's going to change onto the 4 wets when he is eventually called out. Wait, I could probably pull up the stream for Stint 2 on my phone so I can actually have a butcher's at whereabouts we are. Although knowing that I haven't seen quali yet, so I don't know who's won. All I know is Charles Leclerc is starting third. Not starting first, starting last. No, it was something else. Yeah, all the streams are all over the place, but for some reason it's... There we go, Nick's posted my stream. Stint 2, there we are. Right, we have drivers coming in, and there we go. Jound for ORL is out on track, leading away. I believe the next car out is going to be Rosa's. I should probably actually have a better look at this. But we officially have cars racing on track. Now, Jound, ORL have been absolutely flying this entire race. He's starting 17th. I was told he was starting 20th. That might have just been my mate taking the piss, to be honest, because I was at work. Oh, alright. I'm not going to look at anything else like Formula 1 base, because I don't want to see it. There we go. 41 seconds behind. We have, I believe it's a Sector 7 car, but I can't see because the headlights are too big. Yes, that's a Sector 7 car. Sector 7, Stig Zander, very quick lad. I believe he did a couple races in GT Alphas, but don't fact check me on that because I might just be chatting out my arse. There we go, 3 seconds back is Jakey in the Race Asylum car. He's in one of the like 25 Race Asylum teams they've got, because this is essentially just like Race Asylum's league. Everyone's a bloody Race Asylum driver. But Jakey is rapid, and he's only got an 18 second gap to Xander, and look how quick that is coming down already. Jakey is one of the fastest drivers I've ever seen on this game, so don't be expecting Xander to keep that P2 for much longer, especially in the wet. Look at how that gap is coming down. He's gaining like a tenth every corner, and I say that and it stagnates, of course. Well, we have more cars out. Who is behind? It's Evo in the Corvette. Another one of the Racing Asylum teams, I believe. Don't fact check me on that. I'm going to be saying that a lot because I genuinely, like, I'm usually clueless going into my streams and I just, like, talk about the racing and stuff. But honestly, like, I've never understood how IRO works. I don't know it. They just sort of found me on the street and were like, hey, we need a commentator for Spa. Can you do it? He's just slowly crawling around the track. What's that gap for Jakey? Definitely. Oh, big moment for Jakey going onto the curb. Hopefully doesn't pick up a penalty. That's who we're looking. 5th ERA Blue Racer, one of the bigger Gran Turismo YouTubers. I believe he's got around 30,000 subscribers. I remember, like, he was one of the ones that got me into the game, Blue Racer, and I can remember one of my first IRO streams, he was in it, and it sort of just felt unreal that I was seeing this guy race in person. Yeah, super chill lad if you've never met Blue before. And only 3.4 seconds behind is Rusty Maggots. So we could potentially be seeing a battle for 5th in this race not too far in the near future. It's going to be a bit of a push for Bish to fight for 6th. He's 1 minute and 20 seconds behind Rusty Maggots in 6th. In, I believe that is an MRL car. I do not remember any of the key binds. I think I can remember Z is how you create a replay clip, and then it's C to bring up the oh my god, it's instant. Oh my god. Oh my, you can tell like this is one of the first. Okay, alright. No. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm still learning how all the what's it called? PS5 stuff works. I got this PS5 yesterday from my mate. Purely because like I'd finally been paid from a job. They paid me like a week late again. And like I got 388 and 310 just went straight on a PS5 because Marvel Rivals came out, and Marvel Rivals is wicked. Anyone that has like a PS5 or Xbox Series X, just play it because like the game came out yesterday. No one's got a fucking clue what's going on, and it's just it's genuinely fun because like no one knows what's going on, and like I usually don't know what's going on when I'm playing like shooters. So it's like very fair matchmaking. ERA, all races silent. Alright. What I'm doing is if I see a car, I'm guessing who it is, and I'm calling it from that. I'm going to be consistently wrong like I usually am. I thought that was a battle there, but that's just Rosas getting lapped by Xander. So in 8th position in that McLaren. Even under the blue flags, they are racing wheel to wheel, because that's another thing about these 24-hour long races. Like we're on hour number 4 of 24. There's 20 hours of racing ahead of us before the final result. So drivers, their main concern is just going to be getting to the finish line, because in the grand scheme of things, anything could happen in a 24-hour race. You could have disconnections. You've literally just basically got to survive for the entire time. Behind him we have Oscar. Now I'm blind, so let me... MRL, okay. He's driving an MRL car, BMW. Another fast driver that I don't think I've ever actually seen a race before. So it's going to be nice to see what he can do in P9. He's got Roses ahead, 13 seconds, and then Toto Wolff behind, 17 seconds behind. Toto Wolff, again, another really quick. This grid is stacked. We are going to see some wicked racing today. Let's just have a butchers on what that gap is between Evo and Jakey, and it's already down to 7 seconds. Evo just absolutely flying here. 2 minute 35, that last lap, the fastest lap of the race. What did Jakey set? The 2:54. Surely that's not right. There's no way he's gained like 10. Yeah, surely they're not right. Got that gap. Battle for P5. Got to keep an eye on, especially the battle for P4. Probably gonna watch Evo for a bit because he is the fastest man on the track. But let's just carry on going over who is on track. Yep. P11. We have slider rules. I believe I'm saying that right. Is that just there? Yeah, that's just the default livery. So I don't know who he's racing for. It might just be a visual bug because I know that happened on my PS4 a lot, where I wouldn't be able to see the team liveries, which is a shame because I have the utmost respect for anyone that makes liveries in this game. I've tried it before, and it's just how you're a different kind of smart if you can make a good looking livery in this. What's that about? 6 seconds. Okay, we've got time. Toby is only 5.6 seconds behind Slider, so we've got the battle for P3 to look at, the battle for P5, and potentially a battle for P11 on track. Not so sure, not so soon, because I know Toby is another one of the incredibly quick drivers. Don't know about Slide, to be honest, but he does seem to be pulling away from Toby, but that could be perhaps because we are like in the middle of a monsoon. Here we have TCR Kemp in 13th, or if you're Jake Mills, Warren Officer Kemp. The Finn absolutely belting it around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Just came out of the pits from the handover, and then 45 seconds behind is Sean for LRC. Wait, do LRC still exist? I could have sworn like that might just be because Kaizen went to races. I don't know what's going off. I've not spent like 2 months not in this community, and everything's like completely changed. But look at how consistently quick Evo is. So yeah, we're definitely gonna go on board with him. First person cam going through IRO and Radion. Full lift as the rain belts onto the front windscreen. Listen to that rain pound as we pummel down the Kemmel Straight, 150, 160 mile an hour in full wet conditions as we're coming up to the second braking zone of the track. I do not know the corner names here. I know Rouge and Radion and Pouon and Blanchemont, but the other like 20 odd, I haven't got a clue. It's a little moist yet as we barrel down through this corner here. I've already lost count. I'm genuinely like, I haven't done this like 3 months and I can't even count the corner names anymore, but I couldn't do that to begin with. At least I'm self-aware as we go down to Pouon. I know this one. Foot flat to the floor, so we're assuming it's just going to be a little dab of the brakes as we go control the speed through the no grip at all through Pouon. It is absolutely chucking it down at Spa-Francorchamps. We'll change the camera a bit to this so we can get a good look at Corvette liveries. The backfire just going through the side. I love cars like that. I don't know what it is about just an exhaust on the side instead of around the back. Just seeing that flame, like it's like the car's breathing fire or something. I genuinely just like can't put it into words about how good that is. Yeah, I should probably start learning more about like cars and that, because I know the basics, but I've just submitted my university application to motorsport engineering, so like I can do the maths and science bits of it, but like the actual components of cars and stuff, I know like we got a body, we got a wheel, we got an engine. That's about where it ends. Like I did my work experience at a garage, and honestly, you could tell they were getting so wound up because they were explaining everything about 5 times to me. But hey, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, finally got like my personal statement done and everything. Took like 2 months or so to write, just a literal side of A4, but that's why I just do a shit ton of maths, because I can do maths and that's about where it ends. What's the gap down to now? 4 seconds. Now that we've had a couple laps, we can see what the pace difference is between Evo and Jakey, and it does seem to be around the same pace that these guys are setting, but you can see just how devastatingly consistent Evo is. No one driver is matching the consistency that Evo is. We do have his teammate Blue Racer a place behind him who is setting basically the same lap times, but again, it's not as consistent as Evo is. Well, yeah, that's proper. I blinked and there's 26 people in chat. I'd have thought doing it on my private, on my personal channel, that like 3 people know of it, it'd have decreased the view count, but you guys just always blow me away every time. It's like most series, you've got like the on-track action to just bounce off and you just like waffle for either long the races, whereas IRO you've got that chat element which you don't really have in other series. So not only am I like watching these guys belt it around the track, I'm having to check what's going off in chat and keeping you guys entertained. Gap between Jakey and Evo down to just under 4 seconds now. We'll have a look at what the gap between was it 5 and 6? There was another close gap around here. That's the thing about Endurers, you don't really have that on-track action because everyone's just playing the long game. Now Jound, even though he's Actually, no, because it is starting to dry up and they're all on, or they're pretty much all on the full wet tyres. I believe it was only Toto Wolff who was on the intermediates. And it is definitely now Inter's conditions, but the question is it worth taking a pit stop yet? Because it's not raining at the moment. I wish... Can I see the track map? No, I cannot see... What does that do? Okay, nothing. I thought I'd be able to pull up the weather radar, but clearly I can't. So I can't see what them drivers can see, but it doesn't seem to be raining as much. So we might see some of these full wet runners up front darting in to pick up the Inters. And I say that, and Jound in first position absolutely humbles me and takes the fastest lap of the race. And I can lose the PS4, but what I cannot lose is the lag, as he was absolutely just going all over the place through turn 1. But yeah, Jound just trying to extend that 1 minute 12 lead that the Portuguese lot of ORT have managed to build up. Who was racing for ORT in Stint 1? I don't think I actually managed to catch it up because I was on work. Does anyone know who was racing for ORT in Stint 1? Light blue on the radar, should be gone within 10. So, yeah, light blue on the radar. Is it worth? Because it's borderline slicks. So you're almost entering slicks territory. Is it worth going in for Inters if they're just going to be off again in a couple laps? I think these drivers are going to stay out until, and I say that And the man, the myth, the legend, Jakey, has darted into the pits to get rid of those wet tyres. Now, it may be dry on track, and his teammate Evo, 2 seconds behind him, has doing the same. So this battle for third, both of them deciding to go for what I believe will be slicks. But you've got to remember, the racing line is dry, but the rest of the track is not. So we'll see. These guys are either going to pick up like hards or intermediate tyres. But they've got strategists on the radio. They've got team principals on the radio. There is so many people in this series bringing data to these drivers so they know exactly what their strategy is. Because if you fuck up strategy in a normal race, that's just fucking up your strategy and making you look like an idiot. But in an enduro, it messes up the entire team strategy. And they have gone for mediums, and Jakey expertly driving through the pit lane there, not losing control on the wet pit exit. And we see the first driver on slicks. Just caught a glimpse. Blue Racer has gone onto the same tyres, but as you can see, look at the rain meter. Actually, no, you can't because of the bloody stinking overway over it. But it is wet on that pit exit. Blue Racer having a little slide there, does manage to control it. And now, if we look at this battle for P3 between the two Race Asylum drivers, it has come down to almost under a second, almost in that slipstream range for this battle for the final podium spot. Or will Evo think about going for a move on Jakey, or will he work with him for a bit? But he has that gap was around like 17-18 seconds when they came out of the pit on lap 2. We are now on lap 8 and it is down to a second. With the rain subsiding, will Evo just dart past him, or will it be a close wheel-to-wheel action? He is gaining ever so slightly, but he's not flying past him. Let's go chase cam for a bit. I like chase cam in battles because you get a really good view of what's going on. Probably pick up my controller as well. Jake spun early. Oh, okay. That explains a lot. Because like it was a lot of rain, and I checked the gap and it was going down like a second each lap. But then he got lost quite a bit. But Jakey did seem to have a little bit of a moment there. Gap down to just under 7/10. We are in slipstream territory. If he's gonna go for a move, it's got to be at the end of the Kemmel Straight, or he'll bump draft his teammate to try and catch Stig Zander, who has just come out of the pits now to get in fourth. How far ahead is Jound? Jound is he's like a minute ahead. Stig Zander, he's going to come out in fourth, and you can see exactly what I'm on about. You go onto the slicks because the track is dry, but the pit exit is not, and it's so hard to control the car. And they are wheel to wheel. Evo has got past at the end of the Kemmel Straight, and he's going to take second position. Now, of course, I missed that, but what we can't miss is the replay function. There they are, wheel to wheel out of Radeon. Evo just getting the better run on the inside, goes past his teammate and up into second position. So we've got some absolutely magnificent racing tonight. And as Jakey just slowly follows behind his teammate in P2, he's currently a double podium for... Wait, is Evo even for Race Asylum? Yes, that is a Race Asylum car. And that is also a Race Asylum car. I don't know which one's which number. Jake spun early. Either that or Miller's force set. So start and end were random. Yeah, that could also be a reason. Well, it was absolutely chucking it down at the start of the spin. And now it's on that weird... It's on that weird bit where the racing line's dry, but nothing else is. Now, one thing I love about Gran Turismo is definitely the sound in this game. Like, I know a lot of people like take the mick out of Gran Turismo's sound system, but I think it's one of the best. Oh, I'd see her absolutely smashy. Yeah. I think we should do a 24 hours of commentators where we get the drivers to commentate over it and all of us commentators are all useless at it, just going at it. I think that's a brilliant idea. I think me, Jaeger and Webber were talking about that in the I can't remember what race was it when I last did commentary. It was an IRO one. I think it was Watkins Glen, but it might have been Le Mans. Whichever one was sooner, whichever one was latest. Le Mans versus the other one, Watkins. That was the last time I did commentary, and I think we were on about that, like a commentator's cup. I have recently been getting back into this game and just like driving in general. Like, I'm a lot slower than I remember, but I don't remember being quick, so not really the end of the world. And then you can see, yeah, it goes drifting slightly off the racing line, pummels water from under the ground. How everyone is controlling this is beyond me. Who is that ahead? Is that Toto? Yeah, it is. Toto Wolff still on them intermediate tyres. Now, surely he's got to be thinking of coming into the pits soon. Did you not do Suzuka? That was it. Yeah, that was it. That was the track. Yeah, because we were constantly on about Jaeger saying it was going to get dark. It was literally pitch black. Yeah, Suzuka. That was the track. I genuinely couldn't remember what track that was. That was actually kind of embarrassing. Oh, Rosas is P9. Behind Toto Wolff, who has yet to pit on these inters. And you can see the pace difference between the mediums and the inters. Is Rosas going to think about going for a move into the chicane? Toto is going to block it anyway, regardless of what he thinks. Is Toto going to go into the pits? Yes, he is, and get rid of those intermediates. So Rosas finds his way up into P8. There is... oh... crap, what team's Toto for? I can't remember. But they're getting rid of them inters because it's definitely not inters condition. Moosehead Racing, yeah, that rings a bell. How is the like stream quality anyway? Because I did have to like rush through everything setting this up. Like, is my mic too loud? Is the game too loud? Is that balance off? Please let me know, because I still am yet to tweak with everything. It won't hurt my feelings, promise. Is there a way I can make yeah, slightly bigger? Because surely I can. That thing looks like. Oh yes, yes. Toto is loose north. Yes. There we go. That is slightly easier to read. Can I make it? Make the font a bit bigger. The line to the back. No, I cannot. Mic is good. Car sounds could be a tad louder. So what I'll do is put that up a bit. Put that down a bit. There we go. Update on top 4, please. Absolutely. But P1 is currently jound for ORT. Absolutely commanding this race. That gap was around 1 minute and 12 at the start of the stint. And it's come down to 1 minute and 5. But he's got nothing to worry about. All he's got to do is bring it home for the ORT team. Behind him is ERA Evo. Has Jakey had another spin? Something has to have gone wrong for the Race Asylum car, because these two were battling not too long ago, and that gap is down to 16 seconds with Stig Zander almost about to take him as well. This race has gone from bad to worse for Jakey, going down from P2 to P3 and perhaps losing that podium spot to Stig Zander. So yeah, top top four are incredibly close at the moment if you ignore that commanding lead from ORT. ERA Evo building up that after what probably spin for Jakey. But we could see another battle for P4 as Stig Zander has him in his sights. 2:24 and the 2:34 for Jakey on that last lap, so definitely something happened. He's not got damage or anything, which is good news. So definitely wasn't like a coming in with a wall or something, which would have been horrendous for him. Let's just have a look at all the gaps, why not? Because I always forget to do that with Endurers. It's like the one thing people care about, because they want to see where everyone's drivers are. Yep, sorry. Because they want to see where everyone's drivers are, and I'm just like waffling, looking at P15, the trees in the distance. So yeah, Stig Zander on a really good race. He stayed on the wets for, I believe he was one of the first ones to come in with the wets actually, which may have got him a, it's like, over Radion spun behind Lapper. Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Blue Racer behind Stig Zander, only 6.5 seconds behind. Could see a potential battle going on, because Blue is fast at this track. Look at them times, 2:20, 2:19, 2:24 last lap, but that might have just been with a coming with the grass or something. But look, 2:20, 2:19, very fast, like lap 10 and lap 9 within like a tenth of each other. Rusty Maggots behind in P6, 50-second gap between P5 and P6 between the Racing Asylum and Sector 7 car. That Renault, just, oh my word, sorry, can we get a first person shot? This passenger cam, just stop and listen to this car. Music to my ears. This is what I miss about commentary. Getting in this passenger seat, watching the drivers pin it around the track as the car just sings in harmony. Right, enough of that. We're at G. Yep, that's it. Behind, 50 seconds behind P7 is Bish for, I believe, MRL. Yep, MRL. Wicked livery that on that GTR. Head down, he'll clear it back. Yep. Rose is behind in P8 after taking Toto Wolff in the pits. Only a 6-second gap behind to him and Oscar, perhaps. You could see Oscar coming for a charge towards the latter stages of this race, provided nothing happens between these two, because these two are setting pretty much identical times, and it's only a 6-second gap. 6 seconds over 90 minutes could very well be the difference between a P8 and a P9. So Wolff 40 seconds behind, finally getting rid of those intermediates onto the slicks. Just getting some nice consistent laps out for Loose Moose. Slider is behind in P... am I saying that right? This is the best bit about commentary, because like me and Andy with Black Flag, we had a rule: the first pronunciation I attempt of your name is the pronunciation you're getting. Because if I say it wrong enough times, it's gonna eventually stick, and that is now how you pronounce your name. Also, I tweak with the volumes a little bit with my mic and the engines. Does that sound a little bit better? Ugh. I proper missed being in this comm booth though. I say comm booth, I'm sat on the side of my bed with a microphone plugged up, laptop on the floor. The room is an absolute state, but I've somehow managed to get everything connected to each other. My capture card is literally hanging off the side of my table with 2 HDMI cables coming out of the back of it and a USB going into my laptop. That is probably going to fall sometime in this race, knowing my luck, so the screen might go blank for like 10 seconds before I realise that I've been an idiot and that's gone flying. We already had Nürburgring this season. I believe so. I think it was like one of the first races, actually. But yeah, side tangent over. Toby is behind with a 2.5 second gap, slowly been edging away at Slider. But he has got a half-second penalty, probably from, I believe it's... I know there's some point on this track that's just quite strict. I believe it's like the first couple corners at the end of the Kemmel Straight. But it has been a while since I drove Spa, so I don't really know. Kemp is a minute behind, and Sean a minute behind that. So let's have a Butchers up front. Yes, it was, yes. Here, Blue Racer on a storm. 220.0, 218.8. Fastest lap that we've seen of this race so far. He's only 2 tenths down going through the first sector. Well, that might be... No, yeah, that is definitely the end of Sector 1. Or is it Sector 2? Is there 4 sectors on this track? Because it is massive. Oh, I can't remember what it's like on Gran Turismo. I know there's 3 on F1 23. I can't really remember on Gran Turismo if there's 3 or 4. Anyway, Sector 3, Sector 4 or whatever. He is closing down on Stig Zander. It is about to be a racing asylum. 2-3-4. I'll provide something might end up happening to Jound. Hopefully not, because he is commanding this race from first person. Look at the consistency of them. 220.1, 220.4, 219.1, 219.8, 219.3. Consistently quick for Jound, and that is why ORT have been P1. Are ORT leading the championship at the moment? I think they are, but it might be one of the Race Asylum teams. But every race I remember doing commentary for, it was ORT just dominating it. So I think they might be P1 constructors, but don't quote me on that. Anyways, where are we? Blue Racer. A second behind Stig Zander. Can go... Depends. What camera do we want for this battle, guys? Do we want TV, Chase, or Bonnet? Which one's Bonnet? Is it J? It's J. There we go. Chase, TV, or Bonnet, chat. ERA first, alright. So good to see him shot ERA back here. Oof! I don't know if that was just the racing line or if he took a bit too much curb there. But he did, yes. Took slightly too much curb at Eau Rouge and Radion, and he's picked up a half-second penalty. Now, it'll be interesting to see how much time he actually loses from that, because I know Spa is one of the tracks which are absolutely brutal with the penalty zone, because it's right at the start of a big, long straight. You lose so much time from a penalty at Spa. So we'll see what the gap goes down to. I believe it's around 2.3 seconds lost for a half-second penalty. That was probably like 3 patch notes ago, knowing my luck. You've got to be very careful around the curves at this track, because it is still wet on them curves. The racing line is full dries, nothing on the moisture meter, but if you just dip like 2 wheels off like this and it's back to like full wet conditions off like the asphalt, so he just has a slight slide of the rear there. So it's 0.6 seconds at the moment, and we're gonna see it is not gonna be 1.1 as Stig Zander just goes off into the distance. Look at that gap, just go up and up and up and up. The second has been lost. We're gonna get to 1.5. Yeah, so around 1.5 seconds lost from a half-second penalty for Blue Racer. So that's another 2-3 laps that he's gonna have to be banging out consistent laps to get that. Half a second penalty, and it's like 2 seconds slower than his fastest lap. I say that, but lap 15 is blue for some reason, but lap 14's quicker. And that's the same lap time to the millisecond that he set. What? Look at that lap camera. What is going off here? I don't think I've had a single stream so far where something's not broke. And thankfully this time it's not Streamlabs, so I can't blame myself for this. But why do the laps say 16, 15, 14, 15, 16, 11, 10, 9, 7? Right. It's fine for Jakey. Is it just blue? Nope, it's fixed itself now somehow. What on earth is going on? Anyway, Blue Racer has caught that gap up, back down to approximately where it was before that penalty. And he's not picked up another one from going over Eau Rouge again. So perhaps, continuing at this rate, we might see a move into the chicane, or perhaps a move into turn 1 for Blue Racer, depending on how much he can catch up to Stigzander. So that gap is coming down ever so slightly. We're into the 7/10 slipstream range now, as Stigzander has a little bit of a moment coming out of that corner there. Just saw the back end, rear end just slide to the side as he managed to correct it. He is slowly pulling away. We're definitely not going to see anything into the chicane, definitely. He's just got to keep it nice and tidy, be very clean into here. Definitely not even thinking about a move yet. Very, very late on the brakes for Blue Racer, but he's always like that. That is his driving style. Just late on the brakes. And he picks up a 2:18.5, his fastest lap of the race so far. Not quite as fast as Jakey in P3. Currently with the fastest lap of the race, we have a 2:18.0. As we barrel down the straight, heading up to Eau Rouge and Radion. 0.5 seconds that gap is. Just got to be clean through Eau Rouge. Foot flat to the floor. Is he going to shift up to 6th? There we go. He finally finds the upshift button. Stigzander covers the inside up early. Blue Racer says, thank you very much. I'm going to have a try around the outside. Stigzander leaves him room, but Blue Racer has to concede. Absolutely wonderful defending coming from the American for Sector 7. As we go down towards the run. Took a couple corners before Pouan. I forgot what this corner is called. As 4/10 the battle. We're practically bumper to bumper through here. This is what I love about IRO. 24-hour long races, and we're getting wheel-to-wheel action as he covers up the inside of Pouan before Blue can think of a possible move. You can tell my body's not used to this again. I'm having coughing fits left, right and centre. We've got another hour of this action ahead. We're on lap 17 of 15. Don't go anywhere. It's not ending anytime soon, this. We've been bumper to bumper for the entire lap. Surely he's going to think of a send into the inside of the chicane. We've seen how late Blue can brake at that chicane. It's only 4/10 this gap. He's going to pick up slipstream. I think we're going to see a dive bomb down the inside at the chicane, but probably Stigzander's going to be thinking about that as well. He's going to have a look, Blue, but he's not quite far back enough to be able to make the move yet. He takes a wonderful line through the chicane. What's this time going to be? It's going to be a 2:19.992 for Blue Racer. What about Stigzander? Approximately the same, because they have been bumper to bumper the entire lap. But again, Blue Racer just managing to take a 10th out here and there. Absolutely. Where is my popcorn? Grab the popcorn. Grab another bag, because it's going to be on for a while. Oof. Blue Racer there, perhaps picking up another half-second penalty. Although it is quite dodgy on IRO, she seems to have gotten away with it this time. That's gap again, look. 4 tenths, 3 tenths, 5 tenths. It's always around that range. These guys go absolutely battling it out for P4 here. We love to see it. Multiple lap long battles. This Blue picks up some more time on Stig Zander. 4 tenths, that gap is down to now. Are we going to see a move into P1? Stig Zander's gonna think he's thinking about covering the inside, but he's not fully committed yet. Not too far back to think about a move. Being very, very clean, these two drivers. Aggressive but clean. You love to see it. This is why Blue Racer is so entertaining to watch. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he is not. But it's very hard to overtake there. We might see chicane again, probably. Yeah, he's loads closer than he was last lap. I think chicane or turn one's got to be like the best overtaking place for this. We'll go on to where is it? Bumper cam here, because this is probably what the driver can see. It's the camera I use the most. As we are 3 tenths behind, going into the run chicane, take the widest possible line without going over a little bit of a lip. 2 tenths. Surely he's going to think about going down the inside. Late on the brakes. He's not going to get past just yet. Making sure to be extra, extra clean. It's going to be about this run here, though. And he's got an absolutely wonderful run onto the run down into turn 1. 2:19.1, a blistering lap for Blue Racer. Is looking up the inside. He sends it later on the brakes. Clean. And he is passed into P4. An absolutely wonderful move from the Brits to make it a 2-3-4 for Race Asylum. What a battle that was. Now, can Stig Zander get back at it? Because he's only 3 tenths ahead. Is he going to think about a move going into like P1 or the chicane or somewhere? That was textbook overtake for Blue Racer. Blue covers the inside. And we have our first disconnection of the race as they're wheel to wheel going through the runs at the end of the I'm speechless watching this. Utterly speechless. Blue has managed to pull a slight gap, so it was Slider who disconnected. I can't remember what team he was running for because he wasn't running a livery, but it might have been one of the MRL cars. So such a shame to see that happen. I don't really know the rules for that. The disconnection. I believe the team takes a 5-minute penalty. But again, don't quote me on that. But what a fight these two are having, Stig Zander and Blue. Absolutely incredible scenes here at the circuit of Spa-de-Francorchamps. I want to have a look at the other gaps, but at the same time, I don't want to miss this because I want to get as much screen time of this battle as possible. Blue is not pulling away from Zander at all. Look at that gap. It's textbook of what we saw last lap, but the drivers are the other way round. Stig Zander goes wide slightly on the run to the chicane. He's not going to be thinking about a move, but is he going to try and do the same thing Blue did to him just 1 lap ago? Now, Blue definitely had the better run out of the chicane there. That I think that is where Blue has been strongest for this entire race, the chicane. It just seems to get so much drive through there. A much better line through turn 1 than Stig Zander. Perhaps Zander going too late on the brakes. Let's have a look at that move from Blue Racer again. He gets a wonderful run from the chicane. Picks up a bit of slipstream from Stig Zander. Darts to the inside. Late on the brakes. Gets past. Stig Zander gives him room. Checks behind to see that he's got fully past and he's up to P4. Absolute scenes from these two. And that gap does just seem to be stabilising a bit after Blue got that much better run through turn 1. I think Stig Zander was thinking about a move on Blue, broke a bit later than he thought of, and then like got out of the way to avoid crashing into him. But they've done well there to both stay on. Let's have a look at the gaps again. So, gap between ORT and first IRO car, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Jound just setting consistent fast laps. One of the fastest drivers, in fact, the fastest driver on track at this current point. The 2:17.1. What a lap! Look at him again, consistent from lap 20, lap 20 to 12. The entire screen that we can see, not a 220 in sight. And a 220, I'm pretty sure 99.9% of the drivers tonight would be hoping, like, imagining for a 220. Like, I can't even think about doing a 220 right here. I see a 230. Like, the times these guys were setting in the range would be the times that I'm setting now. These guys are incredibly quick, all of them. Between 2 and 3, Evo and Jakey gap down to 13 seconds. So Jakey making work after that spin that he had, saying a couple 217s. Again, another consistently quick driver. What about Blue Racer in P4 again? 1 second between him and Zander, as they're just going to be trying saying consistent laps again. The race is definitely not won on this stint. There is a whole 19 hours ahead of this as we're just about to pass around the halfway mark of stint 3. It's been an absolutely wonderful stint so far. We're about gap between P5 and P6, 59 seconds between Rusty Maggots and Zander. Then around 53 seconds between him and Bish, 14 seconds between him and Oscar, and Roses is slowly chipping away at that gap between him and Oscar. Although they are setting very similar pace, again, it is just slowly coming down. It was around 6 seconds last time we checked. On, I believe it was around lap 15-ish. It's down to 2 seconds. I believe we're going to have striking distance material in around 4 or 5 laps. I need to get this throat sorted. Like, it's been sore for goddamn how long? Like, start of November. Between 9 and 10, it is a 45-second gap between Roses and Toto Wolff. Then 51 seconds between him and Toby. The gap between Toby and Kemp has come down to just 60 seconds. Then 2 minutes and 7 seconds to him and Sean. Then obviously we've had the disconnection of, who was it? Slider, who will affect the next stint. So let's have a look at Stig and Zander. So Blue just managing to pull away ever so slightly. Gap up to around 1.5, 1.6 seconds. So definitely out of slipstream range for Zander. Just got to play this nice and clean. You know, who will we watch at the moment? We can have a look at Jound if we want, but he does seem to be quite laggy at the moment on my screen. But I believe that is just a client end issue, which is annoying because he's belting it through there, flat through Blanchimont. But they've gone barreling down to the chicane. Yeah, it's annoying about how this latency is here because he's obviously pushing really hard. I mean, look at them lap times. What was that? 2:17.4. It's just annoying that I can't see what is actually going on here because of latency. But Jound absolutely sending it out there. Glad to see MRL2 in the mix. Absolutely. Yeah, P7 for MRL2. I believe this is MRL2, yeah. Alright, who are we looking at? Roses. That gap has come down to 1.7 seconds, slowly catching Oscar. So we'll watch Roses for a bit because he seems to have a lot better latency than Jound. Even though like we're 2 seconds behind in lap time, it does not look like it at all. I mean, 2:19s is still blisteringly quick pace around Spa. Francorchamps. That pork chop is laggy. Still some liveries not showing up. Yeah. I think it might be because I upgraded from PS4 to PS5 yesterday. So I still think I've not got everything sorted. But I've always had problems with liveries not showing up for some reason. I know this is going to be one of the most beautiful racer styling liveries I've ever seen. And it's just the default McLaren. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining because the default McLaren is, like, incredible. But it would look nice with the actual livery. Get off here now, Alexander. Oof! Who was that? 13, Sean. Just getting passed on the blue flags. Perhaps just having a little bit of a moment there. Roses. Oof! Surely that's got to be a penalty there. Yeah, half a second for cutting that bit of a rouge. So easy to do if you take a little bit too much of that inside curb. Had the glitch in stick 1 as well. No, Joe 5, John, Sean, it's all the same name. Yeah. Can we see P13? Cam? Yep. So he's currently got a 56-second gap to him and Toby, and I believe Sean is around a full lap behind, like 2:30 or something. So he's very comfortable P12, and he only is P12 because of that disconnection from Slider, who I know I'm probably saying that name wrong. But he was one of the MRL cars, I believe, in the Corvette. So yeah, Kemp in the Race Asylum. Is this Race Asylum? I'm assuming this is Race Asylum. Syndicate Racing, my bad. But yeah, very, very nice laps from Kemp. So even the back markers in this race showing some real pace. So let's have a look at Roses again. What's that gap? As it serves that penalty, so definitely not going to be striking distance for a while. Depends who shall we look at, as Jound just sets the first 2:16 of the race, a 2:16.7 for the Portuguese man in first place, just showing everyone how it is done in typical ORT fashion. Good job, Roses. So yeah, that gap now between Roses and Oscar, 4.5 seconds. But this just goes to show how just one little mistake can cost you around 4 or 5 laps of work again. I mean, he did dip 2 wheels over the white line again there, but I don't know if it is like, oh, no, 4. No, it's because I've been so used to like watching bikes and stuff. I thought cars had 2 wheels for some reason. Yeah, I'm not picking up a penalty there. I think it's fully past the yellow. If you're fully like off that red and yellow curb, like all 4 wheels past there, it's the penalty. But then again, this is Polyphony's penalty system. So that is bold to think it's actually got some rules. You just see how much Jound is pushing here, and it's so annoying how we can't see what he's truly doing because of this lag here. It's obvious that I'd want to be watching it, because that's what I love about commentary, is you can just watch who's quick and learn so much about the game and like what some good lines or not. You can't really do that if he's all over the shop. Is there any other driver requests that we want to have on Who Disconnected? It was wait, I can go. Can I do this? Yeah, AHR slide rules 2. Yeah, him. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but I just realised that's supposed to be off. I've had car names on for the entire stint. We are an hour in before I noticed that. I am actually a spastic, honest to God. You'd think with, like, how professional I managed to make these streams, like, look and sound and everything, I'd realise that. As we've just reached the halfway point of the stint, lap 25 of 48. Yeah, no, because we had one in, and then we'll have a one out, essentially. So, yeah, we're around halfway. There is still, and it's been absolute nail-biting action for the entire time. El Sam, what's your name? Oh, hey up, Nuke. I haven't seen you in ages. Alright, what have we got here? So yeah, the update between the battle for P4. Blue Racer has managed to pull a 5-second gap on... Who's it called? Xander. And we did see two cars battling it out. And it was Roses and Oscar. Roses getting past Oscar. What happened there? I just saw in the distance them going wheel to wheel. Let's see if we can pick it up on the replay. And we can. Round the outside goes Roses. What a move. Wow. Let's have a look from Rose's POV there. Because that was a move and a half. Round the outside, late on the brakes, keeps it bumper to bumper, almost comes contact. I honestly thought that was a car getting past on blue flags. We love to see it from the Race Asylum team. As we see our first proper, like, strategical pit stop after the wet weather. It's IRO coming in to get rid of the mediums. And I'm assuming taking hards for the rest of the race. And picking up a bit of fuel, because their mediums are around, I'd say 60-70% wear on the front tires and around 40 on the back. So you could probably make mediums last the rest of the race, but I'm assuming they have to use different tire compounds. So we might see him take hards, I'm assuming. As he's going to fill up to 76% fuel. That's how much he believes he needs. It was on 23 coming in, so yep, 76 sounds around right. Well, he's going to have, like, race engineers and everyone who knows a lot more about strategy than the idiot who's sat in his bedroom watching them all go around. And this pit lane is fully dry now. No moisture at all. You can belt it all the way through. And he's gone for another set of mediums. In it, what a move from Roses. I remember, like, when I'd first downloaded this game, it must have been, like, it was pretty close to release. I think I was, like, 15, 14 or something. It was 22 or something. I was in GT Champions, and I knew, like, literally nothing about the game. I pretty much knew this button makes the car go, this button makes the car stop. If I want to go up gear, I press this. If I want to go down gear, I press this. And Roses was one of the people that, like, was the first who proper, like, mentored me. And that's what I love about this community, is all the fast guys, they're all super open to, like, helping everyone out. And there's that massive sense of community in league racing that I don't really think you can see anywhere else. Let's have a look out of that battle again as Oscar takes a half-second penalty. Rose has just managed to pull away. Jakey is another stop. Again, coming in 30% fuel on mediums with front bumper damage. When did that happen? It definitely must have been recently because he was setting consistent 217s. If he's doing that with bumper damage, it might have been coming into the pits actually, because he doesn't seem to have like any lap where he lost a lot of time. But that is going to be an extra like 2-3 seconds or something off his pit stop, which I mean he had around a 15-second gap between him and I believe it was Evo, yeah. Evo ahead, and the race leader also coming into the pits with a lot more fuel than everyone else has had. Jakey only fueling up to 67%, perhaps thinking of doing another stop right at the end, or he's going to take these to the end. But I don't know, these guys know a lot more than I do. Anyone who's done league racing with me knows my strategies were always horrendous. Like borderline Ferrari, Williams, circus level actions. So there is the race leader in the pit lane. Taking a fresh set of mediums probably. I'm going to do the rest of the stint. What a race this has been so far. This is just everything that I've missed about commentary all piled into one race. Let's have a look if there's anyone close on track. Stig and Blue Racer is still quite close, 5 seconds. Toto Wolff is catching Roses. Roses has just come out of the pits, so that's why Toto's close. Never mind. I was like, how's there a 40-second gap between him and Oscar, who he just overtook with eyes? He came in the pits. It was like one of the first ones that came in the pits. I have short-term memory loss. Yeah, nothing like proper wheel-to-wheel. But like, do we have any requests on who to watch? But you can see there the lag that Jump has on my screen, which is obviously client side. Because there's no way you'd be fitting laps that quick if you were fully like just lagging 24/7. Nah, man, you gotta change your legal name to Leo now. The Blue Racer does come into the pits. As the race is starting, crew fills up that car with 62% of fuel to go to the end of the race. Or the end of the stint, I don't know. We have Jakey coming up on the back marker, giving him a nice little tow. Coming through the back as Rusty Maggots does just enter the pits, and hopefully he gets out of the way soon. Yep, there he goes, car 51. Do we have any requests on drivers that we want to watch? Because they're all having a good race at the moment. Rose is picking up another half-second penalty, probably from Uruj again. It seems to be where everyone's picking them up. It's one of the hardest corners to take a GT3, I think, just because like that inside curve, if you take just a little too much of that curve, you are dead. Yes. Toby and Bish coming into the pits as well. coming up to the penalty line. I believe that is Blue ahead of him. Yes, no, that's Jakey. Yeah, Blue is ahead of Roses. As he serves that half-second penalty and Blue goes off into the distance. Is everyone on the medium tyres? I believe everyone is now. Stig Sander still has to take a stop. Perhaps trying to overcut Blue. But if we look at the times, Blue hasn't set his first proper lap on them fresh mediums, so we'll see what he is doing soon. But Stig is still setting some very nice laps on them mediums, even though he's got like 70% wear on them front tyres. It's not bothering him one bit, so he's not coming in until it is. I respect that, lad. What about Jakey? Medium. Another one who's not stopped is Oscar, but he does seem to be coming in soon. So, again, another one that is not really affecting him too much, but you know, Roses is probably going for an undercut. These two were bumper to bumper when they went into the pits after Roses made that massive overtake on him. So you never know. Ish behind, also mediums. Is there something I'm missing? Is there a rule that you can only use mediums? Let's watch my Toads. He's doing great. So yeah, Toby in 11th. Yeah, currently he's got a 1 minute 52 gap to Toto Wolff and a 43-minute gap to, not 43 minute, bloody hell, 43-second gap to Kempin 12. It's very nice, very comfortable 11th here. Setting some nice consistent 221s here as he does just let someone behind. He's already stopped for his mediums. This is his out lap here. So let's watch what his pace is like on these new medium tyres in that BMW. Go on to the TV pod camera because we're not watching a battle, so there's no real point being in place. What's it called? The chase cam. He's very annoying about the livery bug though, because I can tell he's not running the default livery, but it's all we could see for some reason. As there is Oscar Boy in P9 finally deciding to pit for softs, was that? That was softs. So we have someone not on the medium compound tyres. As Toby in 11th is just coming up. Nope, he's got past him. No, we're at the complete other bit of the track. Saturday night softness is never a good thing. Wicked one, lad. There's Toby through on a nice racing line through there. Everyone here is driving phenomenally. There's no one driver that I'm looking at and they seem to be going like excessively slow. But everyone is just fully belting it out here tonight. As Jones has set a 2:59. Now, don't quote me on that, but I do believe that is the fastest lap of the race. It might be, it might not be. I think someone might have said 2 minute 15, 2:55 instead of 1 actually. But it's definitely close, 2:59. Speaking of which, the power of Ray, Toby is like 5/10 up on this lap. So what is this lap going to be? First lap on the fresh mediums, belts it down the line to the start finish straight at 2:18.4, 1.8 seconds gained on his fastest lap. Go on, Toby, absolutely belting it out here. 9 Rays watching. What a lap. Now the question is, can he do it consistently? Because it's one thing to set one fast lap, but it's another thing to do it like Jones is. Do it again and again and again and again. But 2:18.4 is very competitive for the Race Asylum team. What lap is the leader on? The leader is on lap 32 of 50. So, means we've got around like 45 minutes, maybe 50 at a push. So like 40 to 50 minutes before the handover starts. Stint 4's lobby will be opening very shortly, in around 10 minutes time, for them to get a bit of practice down. Let's have a look at where Roses has come out in relation to Oscar, and he's behind by 9/10. This battle is back on between Oscar and Roses. Oscar perhaps staying out and overcutting Roses was the better idea, or because of Roses getting, I think it was multiple half-second penalties at Eau Rouge, that has cost him the P8 that he was good, that wonderful overtake on him. And I'm just noticing something is kicking off up front. I'll just have a look at a replay to see if something happened there. So that is Evo behind Stig Zander. Was that Stig Zander just going in the pits? It was Stig Zander just going in the pits. But 2 and 3 are very close. No, that was because Stig Zander hadn't pit yet. That was why they are close and why he is in the pits finally. So that is everyone actually pit now, which is good. So let's watch Roses again. 9. There we go. I can press a button. Go on, lad. 2:18.5. Belt it. Yep. Yeah, Oscar just slightly pulling away from Roses. But Roses setting a 2:18.5. What did Oscar say about that? A 2:16.7. What a lap. Coming out on them fresh mediums and schooling Roses ahead of him. Now that is borderline like P1 ability. Jound is setting like 15s and... What is Jound saying? Yeah, consistent 2:15s. This guy is not human. How is he How is he physically getting quicker? Some people are just built different. Yeah, that gap between Roses and Oscar is staying relatively similar. Look at that camera angle. This is proper showing the difference between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 for me, because everything just looks so much smoother. I will have a butchers in my Streamlabs settings to see what I have messed up and if I can get it so that smoothness is on the stream. But if anyone's watched my streams before, you know they usually don't look this good. It is very nice to be back in the Combox, especially when everyone's putting on such a show like this. It seems to be this bit of the track here where Oscar is so much quicker than Roses. Is that the different car? Is that the different weight? Because he's lighter and he's got... Ooh, wait, Oscar's the one on softs. That's why he's quicker. I'm a numpty. How did I not realise that one's on softs and one's on mediums? that will explain why he's setting 2:16.5s when he's been around the same pace as Rosas if they're on different tyres. You know, sometimes my genius it's almost frightening. How did it take me, like, I'm pretty sure I joked about him going on softs anyway. How did I forget? What about Blue Racer and Stig? After coming out of the pit, Stig is 14.5 seconds behind Blue Racer. So yeah, Blue just managing to set consistent fast laps on the medium compound tyres and pull away from Stig Sander. And what about Jakey? Jakey has a large gap to Either after that spin in the wet, costing him the second position. But we'll go through all the gaps again, because why not? Yeah, come on, Jake. The 1 minute 31 that lead now for ORT. Jound just taking the race by storm. No one other driver set a single 2:15 yet. I mean, 2:16s are even like this 2:16.7, 2:16.8 on mediums for the quick drivers, and then this guy sets a 2:16.1 and is like, that is my slowest lap that I've done the entire stint. Just how this man is extracting so much out of that car and doing it so consistently is honestly jaw-dropping, to be honest. Jakey comes in the pits with front wing damage. Oh, why is he pitting? Because he's got a lot of tyre left. He's got almost half fuel, but he's got a little bit of damage. He's not got any of the wheels left done. He's just got like the front bit that's red. I would not pit for that. I would stay out and just deal. It's only like half a second you're going to lose on the straights. He's getting new tyres. The only thing that could make sense is if he's going on softs. If he's getting another set of mediums just to get rid of that little bit of damage, which he seems to have. Nope, he's gone onto the soft compound tyre, using that damage as an excuse to dart into the pits. Or he's done what he did last time and got damage coming into the pits. But he's found himself all the way down in P5 now. Perhaps learning of how quick Oscar is on the soft, setting consistent 2:16s. And they don't seem to... They've got a bit of deck, but they're nowhere near, like, coming flying off. They will easily, I think, last till at least lap 45 or something, and then a little bit of pushing, a little bit of tyre saving should make them last. But he's already gained about 5 seconds on Rosas, who was around similar pace on the medium tyres versus the soft. So perhaps Jakey's heard of that and decided, I'm going to give this a whirl. I'm going to give the soft tyres a whirl. But are they going to be strong enough to pick up a full pit stop worth of time? But then again, we've still got 19 and a half hours of racing ahead of us before the final result is called. There is a long race ahead of these drivers and these teams. So perhaps they're just doing a bit of testing here to see, okay, what tyre is better in the long run. So ERA know what to do. They're 2-3 at the moment. 2-3-4. We're 2-3-4, but 12 seconds, depending on how quick Jakey is, he could realistically take Xander in this stint, provided how long those softs last. I want to see everyone's opinions on this. Is the soft tyre the right call for Jakey? Because I'm on the fence between it. He could make it work,
But at the same time, he could have just cost himself and the team about 40 seconds.
Where is he picking up damage? You know the car where you've got like the damage thing. It was just like
The front bumper that was red. It didn't have any of like the tyres or anything. It would have only been costing him about 2/10 in the straight or something. Definitely not worth pitting over. I think he might have just grazed the pit entry though, because I think that's what he did last time. Because I can't see like any massive drop in lap time. But he's definitely gaining on these softs.
yeah, lots and lots of race left. T1 snap hit the wall. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I love IRO because the chat's smarter than me. You never really get, because usually when you're streaming, you just assume that the chat's going to be wrong and you just take the nick bit. But chat's actually smart in this series, and I don't know what to do. It's like a foreign experience to me, having like a competent chat. I'm definitely going to see if I can see if I can get the Black Flag channel up, because yeah, you can see just the soft versus mediums, and Jakey is setting the same pace as Jound is, so a good 2-3 second difference between the tyre compounds. Now, what I want to see is what Jound would be doing on these softs. Because he might be in the negative lap times, he'd be that bloody quick.
I think the call is risky, but could play off. Jake is pretty efficient at saving tyres, yeah.
And then a 2:15.4 on the first lap of the softs. Fastest lap we've seen this race. Well, this stint might be the fastest we've seen this race. But he's got a 7-second gap to Stig Sander. How much time did he gain on Stig Sander that lap? He gained 4 seconds of time on Stig Sander that lap, as he's behind a lapped car. I believe that might be Jound. That is Jound. He's behind the leader, picking up some nice slipstreamers. Jound's times are slowly creeping back into the 16-17s territory. Jound has a large gap to Evo. 135 is more than a pit stop. He could decide to try and risk it and do what Jake is doing to see if Jakey starts flying up the order, is it worth taking a pit stop and doing the softs? But there is only 13 more racing laps after this one of this stint left, so have the drivers left it too late to make a bold decision like that?
Yeah, loads of race left.
It's purple again, Jakey, on the softs. Look at that gap between him and Stig Sander. 5.7. It's just coming down again and again and again. Especially around the tighter corners where that tyre grip is going to make so much difference. Like this, there's your King there. Definitely IRO Rouge and Radeon. You're going to see the difference between the tyres. Yeah, 15-1. We're almost in the 14s, guys.
Overall, last lap doesn't matter. Potentially holding on to fastest lap of the race may be an important factor.
Does anyone know what the fastest laps of Stint 1 and Stint 2 works? I think 15-1 is the fastest lap we've seen all race. Oscar in the softs is catching up to Bish, but that deg is a lot worse. I know you guys can't see it, but he's at 50% deg, Oscar, at the moment. Perhaps pushing too far, but he's got a 15-second gap to Roses and a 4-second gap ahead to Bish. But I think we might see Oscar having to come into the pits for another set, because he might be able to make that set last to the end of the stint. There we go. English, please. Thank you. But it's crazy the pace difference between the soft and the mediums. Let's have a look at the gaps between everyone. So it's 1 minute 37 out front, then a 27.1 second between Evo and Blue, 13.9 seconds between Blue and Stig, 4.5 seconds between Stig and Jakey on the soft compound tyres, as he just lets... Is that him getting... No, Jakey is the Lexus, yes. So Jakey getting past Roses in the blue flags. Roses picking up a nice bit of slipstream in that battle between him and Oscar. Rusty Mango's 1 minute and 4 seconds behind Jakey. And then it's 53 seconds to him and Bish. 4.4 seconds behind is Oscar, our other soft runner in this race. And then 16 seconds behind is the man with the legend, Racing Asylum Roses. Then Toto Wolf, not the real one, is 44 seconds behind for Loose Roos Racing. Then 1.16 seconds behind is the chat favourite Toby. 28 seconds behind is Kemp, slowly chipping away at that gap between him and Toby. And then Sean is around 3 minutes behind Kemp. Just having a nice cruise. I mean, I say that. 22 minutes. Can this sore throat sod off, please? I'm trying to talk over grown men playing race car. Yeah, 2 minute 21.2. That is a very respectable lap around Spa. It's loads quicker than anything that I would do. Like, even though it is like 2 seconds slower than what the rest of the grid is doing, that is still a fast lap. This is mental illness territory. 2 minute 15.1. Like, setting these types of lap times is just go outside and touch some grass, mate, because you haven't done it in the past 3 years, probably.
GTC7, this is GT3. AHR early on again. This is Group 4, mate. No, not Group 4, Group 3. Yeah, Group 4s would not be going this quick. How you been, Jake? You missed all the action. There was a massive, like, wheel-to-wheel battle between, first Blue Racer and Stig for P4. Then Jakey went on the softs, and he's been flying. He's slowly catching up on Stigxander, actually, getting back into the fight. Stigxander is only there. That Sector 7 car just going through Turn 1 is Stigxander. What is Stig saying in the realm of the lap times? 2:17s versus Jakey's 2:15s. We might see a move next lap for Jakey to get back into the top 4 and make it an IRO 234 once again. Now, Jakey leaving it later to go on the softs has definitely not got that deg issue to worry about as much as Oscar does. But he did do an extra pit stop, so he's got that like 40-second. Realistically, Jakey should be P2 at the moment. P2 or P3. He should not be P5, considering the pace that he's got.
because of that extra pit stop.
The vet is Group 4.
How have I just realised that I put my watch on upside down? When did I do that? How long has my watch been on upside down for? So I did an entire day of work with that on display, but there's no way. Like, I remember checking my watch to see it was 5 and I could go home, so it can't have been on like that the entire time. So there is Evo coming into the pits for perhaps to take on the soft tyres like his teammate did. Seeing the pace that Jakey's got on it, they're thinking, I could probably get a 2:14 in this. His mediums are definitely seeing some better days. We've got a lot of people coming in for second stops, including Oscar, getting rid of them soft compounds because they are dead. Is Jakey going to stay out? No, he's not. He's going to come in. Xander was on soft, was he? I did not know. Alright, there was a lot more soft runners than I thought there would be.
That is for Why did you get such hard pen on DC?
I think time penalties are set to strong or something. There is basically the entire grid coming in for wets. Why has he gone on wets by accident? Or is it chucking it down? Well, the wishy-washy's on. It's getting dark. But the track is bone dry currently. Now, the drivers have access to the weather radar. But I can't even see raindrops at the moment. Let's go on board with him. No, it is definitely raining, but not full wets just yet. Now, there's probably like a bloody thunderstorm. Jound has decided to go on inters. The rest of the grid seems to be on wets, though. Now, this is good for Jakey because he's on the bumper of Stigzander. And now coming out of the pits, perhaps taking a little bit less fuel than him. Full wets conditions. We know how strong Jakey is in the wet. We saw it earlier from him in this stint. Look, he had that spin coming out of the pits, I think it was. But he did nice to maintain it as they're bumper to bumper with Stigzander. We are so back as it chugs it down. Definitely full wets was the call. As we go round these corners, are we going to see a move into the chicane? Probably. Stigzander just slightly pulling away from Jakey there, and Jakey's back on it. You don't know who's going to take this. Let's go on to Bonnekamp to get a better view of that Sector 7 car. I build it like that as he takes, was that a penalty? Did he have to take a penalty there? Or was he just letting him pass? Because I can't remember seeing if he had a penalty or not. And Xander had a penalty. But that explains a lot. Takes a half-second penalty. Allows Jakey past. But he's caught back up. You don't lose as much time in the penalties as you do in the wet. As Stigzander spins at the exit of the chicane on the throttle slightly too early. Now I've gone back way too far there. And I didn't manage to get the replay. I'm a twat. But yeah, just too early on the throttle, causing himself to spin and lose that fourth position. F's in the chat for Stigzander. That does promote Jakey to P4, though 14 seconds behind Blue Racer. Now, Jound, in the rain, he was quick, but not the quickest. But he does have almost a 2-minute lead. 1 minute 58. What a lead for the Portuguese man. As Oscar is on the bumper of Bish now after getting rid of those softs onto the wets. An absolute masterclass of a strategy for whatever bloody team he is. Let's just check. MRL, I believe. Wait, I remember Andy showing me something. I remember Andy showing me something for this, just to make it so I could see everything a bit better. I think I go here. Yes, exposure. Give me all of it. Hopefully, yes. Look at that. We can see. It may be raining, but we've still got eyeballs. As Oscar is on the bumper of Bish. Let's go on to bonnet cam to get a better view of that GTR in front. Oscar gained around 15 seconds on Roses just from going onto the soft tyres as he got the better run on Bish. Drives past him. Bish slots in behind. Is he going to... Oh, no. I've gone too far back. Is he going to think about a move into the chicane as they break through Blanchimont? Oscar up to P7 for the MRL driver. What a stint this has been for him. Is Bish going to be thinking about a retaliation move? He's definitely too far back to think about wanting to turn one, but he's going to gain in the braking zone anyway. Early on the throttle, they wheel to wheel coming on the out of turn one. Oscar just gets the advantage and pulls away slightly going into the run to IRO Rouge. Definitely not flat in this conditions. How is Jound doing on those inters? He's definitely not struggling. Far from it. Making the most of these tricky conditions, but this is definitely all wet conditions for these drivers. But I do think he's gonna truck it out till the end. Where are we looking? Bish. Oscar goes a bit wide through that corner there. Bish just stays on his tail, that gap not deviating between around 4 tenths. Oscar's opened up a slight gap on the inside. Bish has a look but doesn't think about it. Bish definitely seems slightly stronger than Oscar in this sector. Oscar going out far too wide, gains a half-second penalty. That is massive. Surely that will allow Bish past at the penalty zone if he doesn't get past sooner. They're wheel to wheel going through the exit of Pouon. Almost make contact there on the curve. Oscar lets him pass. Bish goes through back, regains 7th position for MRL. Battle of the teammates in this race. We've had race asylum cars go at it, and now we're having the 2 MRL cars battling. What a stint this has been, and what a move for Bish. As Oscar serves this penalty for that going wide at no name, almost doing a Lance Stroll. Now, what is the gap going to be? Don't lose as much time in the wet as Jakey does get past lapping these lot. It's around 1.7 seconds. Now, let's see. Am I going to be able to see that move from Bish? Yes, I am. As Oscar goes a bit too wide, bumper to bumper. Bish gets the momentum round the outside, swoops round Oscar, gets it nice and clean, and retakes that position. And Oscar's back already. In the time it took us to watch that replay, Oscar gains a second on Bish. Jakey has just lapped these two, but it's looking like he might get past again. Oscar with a much better run on the out of turn 1. They're wheel to wheel through the start straight. Oscar gets back into P7. Is he going to go wide at Eau Rouge? He takes a lot of speed through here. Gets it just about right, pushing it to the absolute limit of this circuit. And has got back into 7th position. How is Bish going to retaliate this time? He's got a half-second penalty. It's the same that happened last way round, but backwards. What a race. That is all I can say. Don't go anywhere just yet. We've still got around 10 minutes of wheel-to-wheel wet action to go. Depends. So, lap 44 for Jound. He is losing a little bit of time to Evo, but definitely not 1 minute 55 territory. Yeah, 2:39 last lap versus a 2:36 on the wet. So it's definitely full wet conditions, but it's nothing major to be like overly stressed about. Shadow. Oh, Shadow, that's his name. I was calling him like Slider or something because I've been playing too much Osu. What's Oscar doing now? 1.5 seconds that gap now between Bish and Oscar, and that is before Bish serves this penalty. Oscar with the strategical masterclass, the bold strategy call of using the softs has netted him a 7th position for MRL. Rose is trailing behind in 9th. Is gaining slightly on Bish, but definitely not in move territory. Toby is another one having a nice race, but then Kemp, the rain has fallen, and Kemp has risen 11 seconds. That gap between him and Toby has come down to. Is that close enough to perhaps be thinking about getting closer and closer into the handover, and then perhaps at the first couple laps of stint 4, the respective teammates going for some moves? He crawls through the chicane there. The amount of precision you've got to have through those slow corners in the wet. Look at that, the difference between just this and a couple laps ago. 13th, Shaw just getting around the track, making it to the end. He's got that damage from assuming where he hit a wall, just wanting to get to the end and bring it home for the team. He's done a phenomenal job to make it this far. That gap out front coming down to 152. Definitely Jound has made the wrong decision on tyres. He's got that traction control out as a little bit of an aid.
It was so sad. I was telling earlier, bro, check the stream, and somehow it didn't even tell me I was kicked from Discord PC and lost connection to place it.
Rip! Oh, such a pain, Shadow. You're driving phenomenally.
Roses has caught back up to Oscar. What's happened to Oscar? He was ahead of Bish, and now he's 7 seconds behind. All that work he did on the soft tyres has gone. Perhaps the only logical explanation I can think of is he spun at the chicane or something. The heartbreak for Oscar, the strategical masterclass going down the bin for just a simple mistake in the wet. F's in the chat. Rose is only 4 seconds behind. Looks a lot stronger in the wet. Wait, I'm looking. Yeah, 2:38. Actually, no, they're saying roughly the same times. But yeah, 2:38 last lap, and then 2:38 now, not even in the chicane yet. Definitely had some sort of moment in this lap here that has cost him P7. Yeah, 2:49. Still been an absolutely incredible race for Oscar. Even if the rewards were short-lived, as we're coming on to lap 44 for these lads. Jound is on lap 46. The handover period is in sight. I believe the Stint 4 stream should be up and running ever so shortly. So yeah, we will be having our first driver come in, Jound, in around, I'd probably say 6 minutes time from now. And then 6-minute gap to, and then 12 minutes. So 12-minute handover period, starting in around 6 minutes. All the action will be kicking off in Stint 3 in around 20 minutes time.
Kettle's mute your mic.
I thought that said Parensis there, and I'm like, mate, I'm the commentator. I can't mute my mic. Goes against the whole purpose of what I'm doing.
What am I looking at? Roses in 9.
1.5 seconds to Oscar. Look at the speed difference between him and Oscar. Roses gets back past and into P8. Oscar, everything coming downhill now in the rain. Just not having the confidence that the other drivers have in this after that moment. I know the feeling oh so well. Let's see if we can see that on replay. Yeah, just drive straight past Oscar. The difference confidence can make in these conditions is incredible. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. I did not mean to press that.
Doing something barking.
So Jakey had made his way up to P4 after sticks under the spin. Assuming he had another one, because 28 seconds back does sound a bit excessive. But Jakey is flying in the wet. Who is the fastest in the wet, I hear you say? Well, I believe it is Evo with 235s. And he is just slowly chipping away at that lead. It was around 1 minute 58 coming into the rain. And we're now down to 1:43 for the gap between ORT and ERA at the moment. It's still very much a commanding lead for ORT. A wonderful job Jound has done to maintain that oh so dominant performance, but the rain has fell, and just simply pressing the wrong tyre has cost him around 20 seconds so far, and counting down, as Evo is flying in this last wet, dark bit of the stint. We've just passed the 2-hour mark of the stream. We are in the final stretch. What a night it has been. I'm so glad I said that. I'm going to do this stream. It was a bit of a hassle to get everything sorted and set up in time, but bloody hell, I have missed this. And I've missed this a lot. I know I say this every time I stream, but I mean it this time. I'm getting proper back into it. Corentis is back. Black Flag is back. Don't fact check me on that, because I probably won't make that last, but
He's pressed the wrong tyre down.
Apparently, yeah. He's on inters. He's on inters and he's losing around 4 seconds a lap to Evo. Yeah, 2 minute 40 versus 2 minute 35. That gap was 158 at the start of the wet. But yeah, you can see how much he's sliding, just not having that grip. But all he's got to do is make it round this time, and one more time, then he can dart into the pits and hand over to his teammate in stint 3. I mean, this is stint 3, stint 4. He's done an absolutely phenomenal job this stint, but that commanding lead is coming down and down and down just from a simple mistake of going onto the intermediate tyres. He's lost 20 seconds so far to Evo, going across Eau Rouge there. Is he going to pick up a half-second penalty just to add poor salt onto the wound? I think he might have just got away with it. We drive past that giant OLED screen in the distance. Yeah, absolute heartbreak for the Portuguese man.
What a drive this stint there,
Yeah, that's why the gap has been coming down. It was 158 at the start when they all darted into the pits for the rain. Everyone went on to full wets, bar Jound, who went on the intermediate tyres. And he's just been losing around 5 seconds a lap since, but he's still got 1 minute 40. If it continues at this rate, it will be about 1 minute 33, 1 minute 34 lead going into stint 4, which is massive. But then over 18 hours, which is what is left of this race, you can't predict anything. And that is the beauty of Enduros. Gotta get up bright and early tomorrow morning because I'm going airsoft for my mate's 18. Have I ever been airsoft? No. The closest I've done is I went paintball once, missed every single shot and came back with like welts all over myself. This is the same, but I'm going with like army air cadets, people who actually know how to like aim and shoot rifles and stuff at me. Like, I'm gonna get absolutely obliterated, and it's gonna be the most fun I've had in years. I can already tell.
I need to start having a think about what I need to do to be a team, because actually it's coming up. Stick him in a Corvette and we'll see how it gets on. Might be a GR3 if he's behind the wheel.
He's just got that like aura of him. He can make a GR3, a GR2. Wait, no, he can make a GR4, a GR3. Making a GR4 into a GR2, that is a bit excessive. That is like getting in my mate's Corsa and beating the W11's lap record around here. It always surprises me how much curb you can take. But I just have the pause menu up like a twat. Yeah, coming on to the final lap for Jound this stint. It's been an absolutely incredible drive for the Portugueseman and the ORT team as he brakes too late. Commentators curse the first real mistake we've seen for him this entire race. I've just noticed Rosas have got past Bish into 7th. I can check if there's a replay for that, as these guys are. I did just see Rosas have a bit of a little slide there. I can check the replay, and it was Rosas belting past him on the Kemmel Straight. Some absolutely insane moves, must I say, from this man here, Rosas. He started the stint P9 or P10, and he's made himself all the way up to P7. A phenomenal result for Race Asylum. A phenomenal result for Rosas. Absolute sends back to back to back to back for this stint, Rosas. Truly, I'd say one of my drivers of the day. This Jound is slowly coming up to the final sector of this stint to begin the handover period. So the stint 4 stream has definitely began now. So there will be cars out on track soon. So if you lot all do want to just start making your way over there shortly, but there is still plenty of action left in stint 3. 7, 8, 9, all separated by about 5 seconds. We could still see some moves, as here is Jown coming into the pits to call off one of the greatest stints of all time, if I do so say myself. 1 minute 31 the gap is between him and Evo now, after that mistake going after the Kemmel Straight. I need to learn the corner names here. The Jown, still, he lost about 28 seconds in this wet stint. It's still 1 minute 30 lead. It is absolutely huge. Evo's just going through Puon at the moment. And I've been talking about how big that lead was for the past 5 minutes. Hey, I guess 1 minute 32 that gap would be, and it's 1 minute 30. I will happily take that. That is one of my best guesses to date. Usually I'm like 5 seconds off or something. Only 2. Evo coming around onto the run to Blanchimont is gonna secure second place for Racing Asylum, Race Asylum, bloody hell, going into the 4th stint. Another phenomenal drive. You can't talk about phenomenal drives without mentioning this man here, Blue Racer 7. What a race it has been for this man. Just over another one that's been overtakes left, right and centre. That battle between him and Stig Zander at the start of the stint was on the edge of my seat. Made me remember why I love commentating in the first place. What a race for Blue Racer. One of the mans that got me into this game, and he's proven time and time again why he is one of the greatest. What a stint. P3 for Race Asylum, and P4 for Race Asylum as well. Jakey pulling off the risky call onto the soft tyres. He's made it work. He's made that car work in the rain as well. Secures P4 going into stint 4 for Race Asylum. It's a 2-3-4. 2-3-4-7 for Race Asylum, which you can't forget about. Roses there. Who is next across the line? It is Stig Zander. After having that phenomenal battle with Blue Racer at the start of the stint, he's been very, very consistent. He's had a couple moments, such as that spin out on the chicane, which has cost him, which could have potentially got him P4 if that risky strategy for Jakey didn't work. But he's made it work, and he's brought home P5, which is still a solid result, a solid place for the team going into the next stint. 40 seconds ahead, 45 seconds behind. He's got a very comfortable P5 for his teammate, who's just coming out now in stint 4. Behind him is Rusty Maggots. He's not really had much screen time, this man, in this screaming Renault. But again, another solid stint. You don't have to be making crazy moves to have a good stint. Doing it like this, where you just get your team a nice gap out front, a nice gap behind, just have a very nice, comfortable stint for your teammate. That's exactly what you want in an Enduro. He's done very good to bring home P6 for Sector 7. Now it's time to have a butchers at this battle again. 7, Roses, Bish and Oscar. Oscar could see Bish in the distance on the start of this final lap. He's gone wide at No Name again. LED headlights are hurting me. It's not got a half-second penalty this time though, but it does look like the Bish has managed to pull away. It is definitely going to be, provided no spins or anything, Roses that takes home P7 for Race Asylum. An incredible stint for him, managing to defy all odds from a 15-second gap to him and Oscar after that soft run from Oscar to taking him and the driver in front of him to P7. That is exactly what Race Asylum would have wanted, to bring them up the midfield and up into P7. Some very nice points at the end of the championship, as we can see the finish line in sight. Try not to lose the car now, Roses. Just bring it home. Easy on the throttle. It's gone quite wide, but he has got it into the pit lane to take P7 for Race Asylum. It's going to be very quick. But here is Bish and Oscar taking P9, P8 and P9 for MRL respectively. A very solid result for the team. And very close going into Stint 4. Watch out for P8 and P9 in Stint 4. It's going to be a very nice battle between them two, 100%. Next across the line is Toto Wolff. Not the real one. 1 minute gap ahead of him. 1 minute 52 behind P10. A very solid result for his teammate. I can't remember where Shadow was and what the penalty will be for a disconnection, but I believe this will have secured loose moves. P10 going into the next stint, and a very comfortable P10 as well. A minute ahead, almost 2 minutes behind. His teammate just needs to get in the car, set some nice consistent laps, maybe bring that gap down ahead to like 50 seconds or something, then slowly work away that through the stints to perhaps pick up some more points. But it's been an incredible race for all drivers involved, actually. I don't think there's a single driver that's actually not had a good race. Another driver that's done good is Kemp here. One of the first times I've seen this man on track, and he's definitely delivered, setting some blisteringly quick laps. It's just a shame that, like, around the back they don't really get much screen time, because they're still very good drivers around back, showing what they're worth of. And yeah, definitely there's going to be some action in the Stint 4 stream now, so check the IRO media, head over there. All the racing action is essentially done here. We've got TCR Kemp a minute 50 behind Toto Wolff, and then 18 seconds separates him and Toby in P12, and then Sean in P13 is around 5 minutes behind them lot. And I believe Shadow will be P13, or whoever takes his spot after that DC, and then Sean's teammate will be P14. What a stint it has been.
Roses drives for last minute racing.
Fuck, I thought he was Race Asylum. It was RA. I've been saying Race Asylum the entire stream, and he doesn't even race for him. Bloody hell. I'm the most professional streamer on the planet. This is why they suck me. Oh, well, that's a bit embarrassing. Here is Toby, definitely a Race Asylum driver, because I know Ray wouldn't shut up about him, but here we are. Brings home P12 for definitely Race Asylum this time. Just come home, and all we've got now to wait for is Sean. He's got this and another lap to go through. He's got some damage, and he's just managed to truck it all the way to the end to let his teammate secure, take the seat. He's just got to make it to that pit lane. I could have sworn Rosa's drove for Race Asylum. It's the livery bug. Livery bug, 100%. Sole reason, not because I'm retarded. No, it's the livery bug.
Oh, wow, what a stint that was.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have another go at commentary again. I will be full swing into the new year, whenever GTC starts. I'm going to make sure as many of them that I can, I'll fit around work, I'll fit around college, so I can do this more, because bloody hell, this has been fun tonight. Sean makes his way through the chicane for the penultimate time to start lap 49 out of 50 for our last driver of stint 3. How on earth do I still have 36 viewers? Stint 4 started, lads. You've just got one bloke driving around the track for another 2 minutes and 40. Why are you still here? Am I really that entertaining? My incorrect commentary off the drivers' teams that I've said have been completely wrong, off the liveries that haven't even turned up. You'd rather watch that than people going wheel to wheel. There's something wrong with you. I do appreciate the support though. Like, this is absolutely incredible, especially because it's on my own channel. So I get all the rewards, I get all the watch time, I get all the views. It's not Black Flag or IRO that get it. I'll just do a couple of these and get monetized for the videos I don't make.
What a stint. What a stream.
Have around a minute left until the handover is fully complete, as we're just waiting for Sean to get around the track. He's not been the quickest driver this stint, but he's definitely been consistent and set good laps for his team. It's a 4-minute gap between him and Toby. Definitely not like in the range of being able to go for a move in the next couple stints, but if they get some quick drivers in that seat, they could chip away at that gap. And there's 20 laps to go, even 13 minutes, that gap, you never know what could happen over this time. As he is coming up to the chicane for the final time. An absolutely incredible experience commentating this stint. The last 2 hours has been some of the most memorable I've had in my commentary career. I'm going to end the stream there. It's been a pleasure streaming to everyone. I will see you the next time, and I mean it this time. It's been Corentis, it's been a